I'm the Big LG Doc Gallows, and you're watching the Wrestling Junkies. Boom.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Wrestling Junkies Podcast. I'm Mr. Cincinnati. As always, I am joined by the podcast dad, and he is not alone today. Choops, how we doing, buddy?
I am not alone today. I have Maisie Rose Hoops here. Maisie, can you say hi?
Hi.
Good job.
Great job.
This is Mama.
Yeah, Mama's over there, yes. Mama is over there.
Podcast
Who's on your shirt?
family in full effect tonight.
What is it?
Well, who's on your shirt?
You want to?
Yeah, that's right.
It's from a movie.
It's from a movie, yeah. Okay.
It's a good
I'm
movie.
gonna do my podcast, okay? I'm gonna take this back, okay? Let me kiss. Mwah. Go see Mama. All right.
Good job.
It's not a gimmick.
It's not a gimmick.
Mhm. Yeah, it's not a gimmick, folks. I promise it's not.
It is not, and you do it very well. But we got chats already popping off already. Fernando's in the house. Good to see it as always. He says congratulations to John Cena and the Kabuki Warriors. And the fact checker is also here. Happy Tuesday, gang, and shout out to the podcast princess. We got a new nickname.
Wow, the podcast princess. I love that. Also, I haven't seen a certain somebody in the chat yet, have I? A certain founder.
There he is.
of the the Main Event Wrestling Network. He's talking a whole lot of junk the other day about how the Packers were going to beat the Eagles in Lambeau. It was the worst game I've ever seen in my life.
It's not great.
But you know what is great?
I think that's Great Brown Hope running the socials tonight. But
7-2 and top of the NFC. Thank you. Number 1 seed, bitches. And you know who's next? The Lions. Get ready.
For the love of God, can we please just move on? I cannot talk about football.
We can't because here's what's going to happen. In a full calendar year, the Eagles are going to beat the Bengals, the Packers, my son's Bears, the Great Brown Hope's Chargers, who's on the schedule this year, Tucky's Vegas Raiders, who's on the schedule this year. Any other football teams you want to throw out there? Anybody else want to come challenge the head of the table? Anybody? Come at the king, best not miss.
Thank you for joining us tonight. You can find us on X and TikTok at Junkies Pod. You can like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Junkies Pod. But most importantly, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Podcast Dad. What's the magic number? You're on a roll tonight.
1, just like the number of touchdowns it took to beat the Packers last night. Just 1. Please subscribe. Please.
And show some love to our friends at the Main Event Wrestling Network at mainevent_net on all social media platforms. Podcast Dad, as he has so eloquently pointed out, his team has beaten just about all of our favorite teams in this last calendar year. So good for you. But if you love great podcast blogs,
I'm going to keep going. No, that's the thing. As I'm very, very humble in the buildup, right? I'm very humble. But then everybody else isn't. And then when the Eagles win again, because that's all I do is win again, I'm going to come here. The only thing that I wish, and I know he's out there somewhere, King Chris, we got to get you back on. We got to talk some Eagles football, baby.
support our merch store with the QR code. The QR
like
code.
Kyle was supporting our merch store after the Eagles beat the Packers last night. Please support the merch. Please follow us. Please follow the Main Event Network. Great group of people doing great stuff. Blogs, fan art, watch-alongs, podcasts, anything you can think of. I think Kyle just announced he's doing a football podcast today. Check that out. Guys,
yes,
great group of people here that want to grow and continue to have a positive wrestling community, something that's just not there nowadays. Please follow us.
Yes, and before we introduce our guest this Thursday, you guys do not want to miss this. Progress Wrestling, Chapter 186. We are doing our official Noisy Neighbors preview. We've got interviews with Jay Joshua, Charles Crowley, and RP Davies talking about their respective matches this weekend. You guys do not want to miss this show. Triller TV, you got to get it. Here's our preview show, and you can find all the details about where to get your tickets if you're in Manchester for the show. Follow at @thisis_progress on X or at Progress Wrestling on all other social media platforms. Podcast Dad, it's time to introduce our guest because this is taking entirely too fucking long to get to this point, even, and I blame you for that. So without further ado, we're going to introduce somebody that is very integral to the Wrestling Junkies podcast and has seen a lot of the good, the bad, the downright ugly of what we do, but it's all been fun. It's all been love. He's got a major match coming up this weekend at Blood, Sweat, Tears Wrestling against Sidney Akeem. And quite frankly, it's been a while since we've gotten a chance to talk to him. I think he's kind of fully eased into the role of fatherhood. I'm going to let you ask those questions, but without further ado, let's bring back the good Dr. Landon Hale. What's up, buddy?
The doctor is in. Chris, I am pissed.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
You know I'm a Packers fan. I don't know if you know I'm a Packers fan. So I'm hearing you and I'm like, oh, humble. Good one.
That's fine. The last 3 matchups, lose. Right.
Dude, so this is what I've said. Like, we are the worst, best team in the NFL because we're the team that beat the Steelers, but we lose to the Browns. We tie with the Cowboys. Who does that? And then because this is the team that'll go to the Super Bowl, or not go to the Super Bowl, but like they'll go to like the playoffs or like the wild card round, and they're like, you know what? I think we should just like call it quits. I think we're good. Like, I'm being serious. They're like, that's the best way to put it. And everyone I've talked to, they're like, that actually makes perfect sense. So I don't get it, but hats off to probably the worst football game ever at Lambeau.
Ever.
That was awful.
I mean, I'm sitting there at 0-0 at halftime, and I'm like, what?
Defense wins championships. Am I right?
Well, Mr. Cincinnati wouldn't know that.
Get the fuck out of this, please.
They lost to the bye week 48.
We're pouring salt into the wound right now. Listen. I thought the Bengals had an opportunity. I kid you not, Eric. I love you so much, man. I hope you know. I thought they had a chance. Like Bengals is like the team you want to root for. They're like, oh, they're the underdog. And then just Burrow's out, and then Flacco's trying to come in, and
it was. Everything those first 2 weeks was just going so fucking well, and you know what? No, not doing this. Let's pivot here. Landon, how you doing, buddy? It's been a hot minute since we've actually seen your face. Fuck off, Kristen.
Dude, I'm doing great. Funny enough, I was actually thinking about it today before getting on the podcast, and I think the last time I was on the Wrestling Junkies, I think it was exactly last year before I went to Germany.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Yeah. No, it's been a hot minute. Yeah,
shame on you, Eric.
Yeah, because I didn't we pivoted from moving from Massachusetts to North Carolina, and I remember talking to you guys before going on it was either before the trip or after the trip. I think it may have been after the trip because we were talking about with Clancy, with Legacy, and then just kind of like being in that experience. I do think it may have been it was either before or after, but I know sometime like late last year. And then when the baby was born and then moving to North Carolina, it was just, it was a lot. So I think it has been last year, but I'm doing good. Work's good, life's good, wrestling good, and now I can say baby's doing good. So,
well, let's get into it. How was the move and how's the baby?
Oh my gosh, the baby, she's amazing. She is almost 8 months old. She was born on Stone Cold Steve Austin Day. She was born on 3/16.
I like it.
A real hell yeah baby.
Yeah.
And so I tell my wife this all the time that she's going to grow up to be a pro wrestler because she was born 9 pounds, 6 ounces and 22 inches long. Wow. She was supposed to be born February 27th and she ended up being born 2.5 weeks late. So she's a chunker. She's a cutie. But the whole process in itself, that's a story. If y'all are down for it. So she was supposed to be born in February. So this kind of like, it's a long story. So if everyone's watching, you're going to enjoy this. And this just shows how tough, not just shows how tough my wife is, but just showing how tough women are. Shout out to women. Y'all are awesome. So pretty much, and you know this too, because, having twins and stuff like that. So you understand the process of that. So typically what happened, it was so she was supposed to be born in February 27th, and we held off because they're like, hey, it's normal if a baby goes like a week, 2 weeks, or even 3 weeks late. You just got to make sure to monitor and everything like that. She was in good position. She just felt comfortable in mama's tummy. So back in January, earlier this year, we were already in the process of planning to move to North Carolina. I talked to now my boss about moving down. It was originally supposed to be in like July or August when that was supposed to happen. And then my wife's mom and her stepdad, they were like, hey, we want to come down and be close to the baby and all that fun stuff. And it didn't turn out the way we wanted it to, because there's a lot of different storylines in this little part right here. But pretty much we were looking into buying a cabin that we were going to help with. Like, it was kind of like making an easier transition for them. And then they were going to move in. We were going to build our own place. And then that kind of got nixed because what happened was someone pulled a cash offer from us. But luckily we found the house that we were looking into in the first place. And they're like, hey, you got the house. And it was a transition. But the only caveat of that was I told my boss that with the log cabin that we were going to move into, that the date that we were supposed to move in was like early April, mid-April. So I told him that I would be down in April. This house wasn't going to be built until May. So I was like, all right, so I've already made that commitment. No going back. I said, no problem. So while we were waiting, I took a month off of wrestling, I took 3 months off from wrestling. So I went from February 1st up until about May 3rd. And this was with blood, sweat, tears. And around mid-March, she started having contractions. We were going to do a home birth, and it didn't work out the way we wanted it to. So she was, we had the pool ready in our living room and making sure everything was good to go. We had midwives that came over. It didn't work out the way that we wanted it to, because she was laboring for over 48 hours. And she literally looked like she was on death's doorstep, just in the nicest way possible. Like, she was pale. She was just like, she's like, I don't know if I had that much energy. And I'm just like, well, let's take this one step at a time. And if we need to go to the hospital, we can do that. So luckily enough, we moved to the hospital. She had an epidural and everything was fine. She was able to rest and relax. And then about midnight, 12:30, I woke up from my little nap and I saw that, she was in position. We were getting ready. You fast forward about an hour later, or about 30 minutes later, the nurse was like, hey, I'm just letting you know, you're going to be pushing for probably about 2 hours. Yeah. She ended up pushing for about 32 minutes. And a little girl came into the world, and then she ended up having meconium in her system. So for those that are watching, meconium is kind of like baby feces, because after your gestational period, which is 40 weeks, they tend to, start to go to the bathroom. And since she was in her mama's belly, she was starting inhaling it. So they had to rush oxygen down into her lungs, and that caused a pneumothorax scare. So we had to be in the hospital for about 48 hours. And so what happens is we go to the special peds unit, and the nurses love her there, because it's one of those babies that it's not like a new preemie baby, or if it's like a like a underweight baby. This is like a full grown baby, but just making sure that she was good to go. The nurses loved her. It was awesome. Yeah. And we were in there for 48 hours, and then literally after we got back home, 72 hours later, we had to be out of the condo that we were getting ready to sell, or that have a little walkthrough, when my wife is supposed to be resting. And Chris, this with your wife, she had to be resting the whole time. Mm-hmm. So she literally got up. She was literally cleaning within like 5 days after giving birth. And we had to make sure that everything was good to go, spick and span. And then you fast forward two more weeks later, and then we drove from Massachusetts and took a 2-day trip down to North Carolina. So there it is. Mic drop.
It's never easy.
It's
never easy. You sit there, and I remember, and Eric, I'm so sorry. But I remember all the planning we had, right? All the planning we had. And we had moved from Indy to Cincinnati. And we moved the weekend before. I was still living in Indy when her water broke in Cincinnati. So I made it from Indy to Cincinnati in about 34 minutes. And we get there, and they stop the contractions and everything, and it's great, and that's all good. And then and you have the experience that couch is not comfortable in that hospital room. And
I hate
everybody gets on me about that because she pushed and I had to sleep on that couch. Landon had to sleep on that couch.
Mm-hmm.
My back's still messed up.
Yep. Come see me.
See, I need to.
Right.
And and they stopped the contractions, all this blah blah blah. Anyway, we're fast forward 2 days later. She's having real bad pain. Doctor comes in. She's like, well, that's a foot. We got to go. So same thing. You sit there plan. It's just they're going to decide. And now that we're in our terrible threes, which brace yourself.
I know. I'm bracing it.
Two's not bad.
Her bottom teeth already coming out, so it's the cutest thing. And I'll even say this too, because like again, we all get into our heads about like, okay, we have to worry about the podcast, we have to worry about our wrestling, we have to worry about our schedules. But like, and obviously, and Chris, and again, sorry, Eric, but like, it's one of those things where it's one of those things where like when she was born, nothing else mattered. Like trying to sleep, that's all I could think about. When I was like looking out after her, like staying up is the best thing ever. And this is I'm a full fan of like full circle moments. Jordan and I, we went on our trip to Thailand for the Daikaiju / Setup Pro Wrestling show.
Mm-hmm.
And we flew out March 15th. And then we got into Dubai March 16th, and we only spent about 3 hours there. And then we flew from Dubai to Bangkok, and it was already March 17th. So we spent about 3 hours in total on land on March 16th. And I told my wife, because she was born, our little girl was born March 16th next year. And we both said, wow, this felt like the longest day ever. And I'm like, we literally got that day back from a year ago that we missed. And I'm like, that's a pretty cool full circle moment. So I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool. But no, I mean, I completely agree. Like that couch sucked. But they did have a freezer full of ice cream, so I was completely content. So
yeah,
good for you.
That.
I did not. I had a lot of Skyline.
So the room that we were in, because it was a special peds unit, and they had their own little floor of like, people like ordering food, and they also had their little like refrigerator, like their little like kitchen section. Mm-hmm. And so they filled up the freezer with ice cream. I'm like, I'm content. I can stay here for a few more days. It's no problem. So
it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
I made the most of it.
All right, Eric, one more and then we'll get to wrestling, I promise.
That's okay. That's okay. We got all time.
What was that first meal after birth for her? Because I remember distinctly what Heather's first meal was.
Oh, what was her first? I can ask. I think it was a burger. I think it was a burger because she was born. No, take that back. It was an omelet, and the reason for that is because she was born at 1:38 a.m. I was downstairs in the special peds unit, and I was up till probably about 4 or 5 in the morning. Yep. And when they got our room ready, they're like, hey, the room's ready. Just go next door. And, whenever she's up, you can come over, say hi to her. She can feed her and stuff like that. So they had to keep her monitored. And then, so I think I remember after that, because I have an egg allergy. So I have to be cautious with like what I eat when it comes to like specific foods. Obviously y'all remember from the diner in Chattanooga. And I was like, yeah, like I'll just get whatever. And then I just remember she's just like, I just need a good omelet. And so I believe she had a good omelet and some like other breakfast, like essentials, like biscuits, gravy, etc. So, but yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Awesome. Yep. All right. Yeah. All right, Eric. No more dad talk. Let's get to wrestling.
Let's get that wrestling, brother.
Yeah, you have a big match coming up this weekend. Blood, Sweat, Tears Wrestling against Sidney Akeem. So we've talked a little bit about kind of what you've had coming up in November. Over the last couple of months, but just take us through the moment when you get the call that this is who you're working this weekend.
Yeah, believe it or not, this was actually supposed to happen in June. I'm about to do some breaking news for you. This was actually supposed to happen in June. So back in.
I'm not doing it.
It's an inside joke. It's an inside joke. He has a drop of breaking news, and anytime somebody says, I swear to God, the drop is like 2.5 minutes long. It's
20 more seconds, but still 20 and too long. But
I'm glad you're not doing a breaking news thing. But that would be funny if you just dropped it right there. but no. So we were supposed to have this match, and like Harry and I, we were talking. Harry's owner, one of the owners of BST, he was like, yeah, like I think it'd be great that you and Sidney had this match. and when we talked about it, because I was champion for BST for a good while. Like I defeated top guys like Richard Holiday, Gabriel Sky, Fancy Ryan Clancy, and just to name the few. And we were talking, and he was like, "Yeah, I think you and Sidney Akeem would be a great match." And so what happened was something happened with my work schedule where I guess we have 3 offices with the office that I work with, and we do quarterly meetings. And so I guess one of the meetings happened to have fallen on the June date that they were supposed to wrestle at like the new venue in Bridgeport, Connecticut. And when I found out about it, I was like, okay, it's mandatory. I have to cancel it. So that was on me to cancel. And then I'm like, okay, let's do September. And then Sidney, I think he was expecting his little girl, and I think that he kayfabed it for the longest time. And so he was like, hey, this may not happen. So they're like, okay, no problem. So that's when we pushed it to November. But no, I'm very excited for this matchup. Again, another former WWE superstar, someone who's very athletic, very talented, very acrobatic. Definitely going to push me to the limits because I know he's been doing some good stuff all around the world. He's been doing amazing things with GCW. And again, he's no stranger to BST. He's had a couple of good matches there, and I'm ready to test myself. I'm not here to hang with the best. I'm here to beat the best. So I'm ready for this Saturday. I've been prepping. I have my little gym downstairs. I've been working out. I've been doing the 5 a.m. grind, because this is something that I want. I want to show that I can compete with the best.
So let's talk about, you had the move, fatherhood, all that good stuff, right?
Yeah.
You had some time off. How was it getting back into the ring after taking some time off and like
God, I was blown up, brother. No, but in all seriousness, in January, so my last matches was for Action, January 31st, and then we did like a high school fundraising show for Chaotic Wrestling in February 1st. And I told my wife, I said, hey, baby's going to be born February 27th. I was looking into possibly going out to WXW in March, but then I'm like, okay, that's kind of selfish, and I really want to be here for the birth of my first kid, my daughter. And I'm like, okay, we can easily wait for other times. You're only going to get this moment once. So I waited this whole time. I was like, okay, nothing yet. I was like, still doing training. I was at the New England Pro Wrestling Academy, still keeping my cardio up, still getting the moves down, everything that's needed. And when she came, we had to make sure the move was good. I hadn't had the chance to work out because, taking care of a little girl, making sure this is our first time being parents. Mm-hmm. And then when we moved down, we were here for a week, just getting situated before I started my first day at work. I got a Planet Fitness membership, so I wasn't really doing much of cardio. It was more so of like the simple stuff like the Stairmaster or the elliptical, the treadmill, stuff like that. And they didn't really have a lot to play with, but Planet Fitness, it gets the job done when it can. So I really haven't been like hitting the ropes because the closest gym to me, or at least training center to me, is Colby Carino and Steve Carino's show at PWF. It's called the Carolina Wrestling Academy. It's based out of Newport, North Carolina. So it's about almost a 2-hour drive for me. And they only run on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, or train on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. And it's tough for me on Sundays because that's the day with the family when I'm not wrestling. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays, obviously, I'm working. So with that being said, my first match back was at Blood, Sweat, Tears against Richard Holiday. And it was a simple 8 to 10 minute match. Granted, I kept up and it was good, but I was gassed. And then I had to switch up my schedule. And then my wife and I, we invested in a little gym downstairs, as you've seen on like Instagram with the workouts and stuff like that. It gets the job done. We live in a really good neighborhood, so I'm able to do like jogging around and running, so I can be able to at least keep my cardio up. And ever since then, I've been good to go. So it's a different mentality because you're juggling being a dad and being a husband while doing things you love. So obviously with you, Chris, again, sorry, Eric, love you, with like doing podcasts, doing your other jobs and stuff like that. So you're able to like make a huge balance. So I'm a good juggler. So it's husband, dad, chiropractor, wrestler. So.
Yep. Same. 4 jobs. It's a lot to keep up with, but I love Eric, so I do it.
Yes.
Or you too. Yeah.
I love you, Eric.
Thank you. I try. I try my best. I'm not.
Do you,
I'm not in that.
quiet down, Eric. Do you feel all the way back?
Yes.
Yeah.
I had a good match last Saturday against a talented Jake Parker. He's only been wrestling for about a year, and I was like, we were supposed to wrestle for like, I think it was like 12 minutes, and I felt like we went like 6 minutes, and it just felt like a race. And I was like, wow, like I feel great. And then after doing and I've been on a good consistent program of just like what I can to keep my cardio up, so that way I'm not feeling winded, and I feel amazing. Like I really can't wait for this Saturday. Like it's going to be a good test for sure, but I'm excited.
Good. I like it. Yeah. I mean, at this point, you're starting to feel all the way back now. You've got a massive opportunity this weekend. You took the time off, obviously, in 2025, but let's look ahead to 2026. The year is about over, and we know that there's still going to be a few stamps on your dance card left for 2025. But let's look ahead to next year. At this point, you've kind of settled into the groove of the 4 jobs that you have now. What's on the list for the Good Doctor?
On the list for the Good Doctor, literally anything that's thrown my way. I know that there's a few good promotions in North Carolina that I've been looking into. So one of them is Apple City Championship Wrestling. There's a lot of good potential there. They've been going for, I want to say, don't quote me on this. Hopefully he's not watching. Hopefully I'm not butchering this, but I think he's been going on for about like 3 or 4 years. But just like the crowd, the quality of the matches that they have, the storylines that they put on, it's definitely got really good potential to be something bigger than what it is right now. And I think it's going off without a hitch. And they brought me in with open arms, and they put on really good matches for me, and it's been amazing. And definitely Blood, Sweat, Tears. I know that I've been consistent with them. I'm actually going back to Ironheart Pro, and that's something I'll explain later when we talk about name dropping. But yeah, I'm going back to Ironheart Pro. I'll be back at Action soon. So there's just a lot of good opportunities. I'm going back to my hometown of Pikeville, Kentucky, wrestling for Kentucky Championship Wrestling. I debuted for them back in August, and they've been wanting to bring me in consistently, and they're doing bi-monthly, so it's not really like a hard thing to look into. And I think they have a lot of good potential as well. They're definitely more of like the old school territory scene when it comes to like their style of wrestling. But the promoter and we've talked. He's great people, former veteran as well, and he just wants to bring good quality wrestling back into the mountains. And I can't say no to going back home to where I was born and raised. So yeah, there's a lot of good opportunities for next year. I definitely know one of them is definitely going back out to WXW, whether it be 16 Karat, whether it be just the wrestling weekend itself, because that crowd, bar none, is one of my favorite places to wrestle.
Yeah, he didn't mention he's also in the John Cena tournament. So,
hey, listen, if I was in the John Cena tournament, that'd be something. Unless y'all are hiding something from me, and you got word from the higher ups, then I'd freak out.
Follow us.
Right? I wish we could, man.
John Cena follows me. I should just send out a tweet.
Yeah.
Say I don't work there.
Yeah. You shot, man.
Yeah, might as well.
But let's talk Cena though here. Last night on Raw, John Cena, last time in Boston. I mean, it had all of the makings for a very just picturesque kind of Monday night. Dirty Dom interrupts that. The IC title's on the line. John Cena winning his first Intercontinental Championship, completing the Grand Slam with just 4 dates left in his WWE career. Gentlemen, let's get your thoughts on something that a lot of people just thought was never going to happen.
I mean,
you
want to go? You want me to go? I saw that and I got excited. Well, I mean, because they just said, "Hey, here's his appearance," and as soon as Dominik came out, I'm like, "Okay, this is the Intercontinental title," because this is the whole buildup of like anytime, any place. Oh, wait a minute, what better place than here in Boston, Massachusetts? Yep. Crowd pop, and I'm like, okay, there's no way that he would lose to Dominik Mysterio and not win the Intercontinental Championship. But no, I'm really happy for. I mean, John Cena, he's the GOAT. He's definitely on the Mount Rushmore of wrestlers. If he's not your GOAT, he's definitely got to be on the Mount Rushmore for sure.
Yeah. No, this retirement tour has been just a roller coaster of emotions. Yeah. From anger to happiness to, oh, Cena just won the IC title to Cena just turned heel to everything about it, right?
Yeah.
We're getting close. I really hope they stick this landing because I'm happy with the tour so far because it has been like this. I'm kind of back on, like, all right, this has been fun. Man, I'm hoping they stick this landing, and I'm nervous as hell about it. I am.
I agree with you because that first half was
started off so
yeah, everything about it. I mean, because we were in Indy, surprised Jey Uso winning, and then we watched the press conference, and it was just kind of the like, no, okay, I may not have won the Rumble, but I'm going to be in Elimination Chamber because for 25 years I have been selfless as fuck. Now I'm going to be selfish, and it all crescendoed perfectly.
And then they wrestled Logan Paul a bunch of times.
Yeah, it's they fucked it up a little bit there for a few months, and now they're starting to pull the nose up on it. I still am not crazy about the Brock Lesnar match, but here we are. Completes the Grand Slam, Intercontinental title. Great match with Dominik Mysterio. I mean, the thing is, when you watch that promo, and I forget what exact words it was that Cena used, but in that moment, you knew it's like, okay, gloves are coming off, and it's like really, really testing Dom of what he can do on the mic in a situation like that. And no notes about anything about that segment. I mean, I think it was done to perfection, and that is a testament to what they believe they have in Dirty Dom. And I mean, this was perfect. We already know that he's going to be a breakout. He is already in that position now, but 2026 is going to be massive for Dirty Dom because of this.
Yep.
1,000%.
What else happened on Raw? Because that was essentially the first hour. Men's and women's War Games matches are set. Podcast Dad. I know that we'd been kind of going back and forth about these, but hey, we got Regal out of it to say War Games.
Great. This War Games.
Oh, and I guess Charlotte and Alexa Bliss dropped the titles.
They did. Yes. Kabuki Warriors are the new women's tag team champions. We did see Nia Jackson, Last Legend, also show up. That's going to be an interesting women's War Games as well. We've got Charlotte, Alexa, Rhea, and Io taking on Kabuki Warriors, Nia Jax, and Lash Legend. This is a big moment for Lash Legend, and we have been critical of her booking in NXT towards kind of the end of her run there. Here's a chance to start fresh, and she's already getting to mix it up with several former world champions, several future Hall of Famers. Like it's a big shot for her.
It is. Nikki Bella turned heel again.
Okay, whatever.
That was fun.
I mean,
on John Cena's big night, she turned heel.
Hey, and she's earned this title
think
shot
about
after
that.
4 straight losses. She's earned this title shot.
Yeah.
I think so.
No.
Did
you not hear
the
this?
way that you said it?
Sense the sarcasm?
No, not in that moment.
Man, I just must always be sarcastic. No, it's fine. It's fine. Just make sure Nikki doesn't win. That's all I'm asking.
They don't have the balls to do it. They don't have the balls to do it. I don't know. No.
Who
No.
doesn't?
I don't think they have the balls to do it.
Okay.
I don't think they have the balls to do it.
Okay.
Now, I have a question. With all the participants that are in, I mean, so far, because all of them aren't in it, but so far, for obviously we know who won last night and we know who's in it now. So far, who do y'all think is going to be John Cena's? I feel like that's a question you're going to ask me, but sorry if I'm ruining it. But who do y'all think is going to be John Cena's final opponent?
I think it's be Gunther.
It's hard to deny it, but the fact that there are 2 surprise entrants, that is where I think you kind of have to turn your energy to.
4.
We can't. What's that?
There's 4 surprise entrants.
Really?
They all haven't been announced yet.
Okay,
because he said 4 outside the company that don't work here. So we still got 2
That's
more.
true.
And we only have 1 NXT name. He said there's 4 NXT names. So
Javon. It should be Javon Evans. I hate that he's not going to beat Gunther.
No.
He's not going to beat Gunther, and that's like this. This is a fun match, and any other night for any other reason, I would really enjoy this match, knowing that Javon Evans is probably not going to win. I don't like it for this because we've also thrown out Joe Hendry and the fact that he had his biggest moment this year, Randy Orton at WrestleMania in the Open Challenge. Javon Evans got Randy Orton on a random episode of NXT, so it's like if he got that kind of when he was still very new, I would love to see what he could do with Cena now that he is, he's a guy to be watching on Tuesday nights now. But I feel like we have to also talk about the Edge and Jericho rumors, and Jericho probably more likely than Edge, but
Edge is not going to be there.
We don't know that.
Yes, we do.
No, we don't. We don't know that.
There's another theory, and this is something that another theory that one of my buddies was telling me about, and he's big into wrestling, and a lot of the things that he says, I'm like, oh, this makes sense. But at the same time, it's kind of like it's still like a shot in the dark. He was telling me that it could possibly be Sheamus. Now, do you want to know why?
I do. Yeah.
Because he would drop the title to him, and that would complete Sheamus being Grand Slam champion.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about that last night too.
Yesterday? Yeah, who said that yesterday? I slept on it a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what they could do?
Hit me.
And I think they would make a huge star out of it. Why not have it be Austin Theory? The guy that was pushed way too early and beat John Cena at WrestleMania. And it was so bad. This is the redemption. Like, this is Cena going, okay, here's your redemption. That would be storytelling.
Yeah. I feel like I would have needed to see like a vignette or something that just lets me, kind of alludes to he'll be back on TV soon, but not. I mean, I don't know. It just
there's so many directions they can go. Like I really love this idea of the tournament. I really, really do.
Could you imagine? Like, do you remember the segment of? Do you remember the segment that when I'm trying to remember? It was Raw. This was like so many years ago, and there's a runner that was trying to run like the torch, and then like he gets clotheslined, and then Chris Jericho's there. What if Austin Theory's like running, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm going to answer John Cena's open challenge, or I'm going to answer this challenge." Then all of a sudden, you see clothesline Chris Jericho. I'm like, dude.
There's so many directions. There's so many directions.
So many directions, but either way, though, I mean, like he's going to have a really good match, but it's going to be tough. I'm just really happy to see that John Cena and AJ Styles had a match, and it was awesome. That's all I'm happy about.
Yeah,
yep.
And AJ Styles is retiring next year. I don't like it. So
no. And him and Punk had their match, and it was good. I like that.
Yeah.
There's been I said, there's been some good stuff. Randy was fun. Don't say fine. Randy was fun. And the Cody match at SummerSlam was better. It's better.
So bad.
No, the ending was bad.
No, I wasn't on board with it even from the. It just no, and that's it. You can ask Mr. Ramsey. He was watching me watch that match, and yeah,
I know.
Didn't do it for me.
I know.
But Fernando thinks that Obafemi will be one of the mystery challengers next week.
I do as well.
Yeah,
he's going to crush Solo.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever wrestles Ellen, just don't crush him, I guess.
No, he's going to crush Solo. Who belongs to
whoever is at LA
into this tournament. At least in my opinion. Do you not think Solo belongs in
it? I feel like he belongs in it, but I definitely see him being out the first round.
I think he belongs in it because of that moment with Cena where they tried to make Solo Sikoa. You remember that match?
For all the wrong reasons.
Again, redemption. I think that's like kind of what Cena's trying to do here. I don't know. It's a lot of fun. I know people are down on the tournament. I love this. I love everything about it.
This is a phenomenal idea. I mean, especially now that he's the Intercontinental Champion, you have to assume that this is going to end with the Intercontinental title on the line. I mean, it's his last night. They're going to stack this card. It's full of opportunity for not just main roster, but NXT guys as well, because they're all going to be exhibition matches essentially, which is I love that idea too. Yeah, this is the passing of the torch and the IC title to do it. Like, this is a very rarefied era that we're in right now when it comes to
A-Town down. That's why it's Austin Theory, man. It's got to be Austin Theory.
I've never heard you this excited about Austin Theory in my entire fucking life. Ever.
I know.
Ever.
I know.
I have been this excited about Austin Theory before.
I'm scared. It's not good. Not good.
All right, let's talk about NXT really quickly and then get out of here. Really, the big match is Ricky Saints, Trick Williams, last man standing. NXT Championship on the line. I can't remember.
Probably.
I assume so. Let's end this.
Hopefully, it's just a draw.
I don't care. Let's end this. I don't. Not doing it.
Maybe Trick's in the tournament. They had that moment way back in it. What was that? NXT. Remember when, like, what was it?
2.0, like kind of towards the end of 2.0 there.
No, when they went like head to head with AEW that one night, and like Taker was there and Cena was there.
Oh yeah.
Like him, Mello, and Trick had that moment where, remember, I think it was Trick asked Cena, like, when did you know? Like, when did you know it was your time? Kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'll grant you that. Yes, that happened. I feel like just so many of these, and you pointed out too, so many of the participants in the tournament, we've seen like true stories here, not just kind of one-off things with. I mean, when Sheamus, there's a history because who did Sheamus beat for his first world title? John Cena. Same thing with Rusev in the U.S. title. Teaming with LA Knight. Like a lot of these things I think are more important. And again, it could be Trick Williams. He could be in the tournament. It's not. I'm not thinking that he is. That's just my guess, but sure.
Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, he did.
He looked good a couple of weeks ago. He looked great. That was yeah. Why not?
And what a way to avenge your son. Go get that IC title back.
Right. Rey Mysterio turning heel. I can never see that either.
Taking the mask off and going off filthy animals again.
No, thank you. No, thank you. Don't even bring that up.
I'm a wrestling junkie. Leave me alone. It's good to see you, Landon. Thank you so much for joining us. Before we get out of here, where can everybody find you on social media? And I think I've had the graphic up a little bit, but most importantly, tell everybody what you got coming up.
Yes. So on socials, and again, I preface this all the time. I got a personal page and I got a fan page. Please like the fan page. If I don't know you, if you're just a fan, and I appreciate that so much, please give that thumbs up a click. Do not hit the add friend. If you see the add friend, you've gone too far. Please. There's a difference between personal and professional. Please keep it on the professional side when it comes to being a fan. That's all I got to say on that. On X or Twitter, it's at HaleYeah3, and on Instagram it's Landon Hale 3. You can see my matches on YouTube. You can be able to support me through merchandise at prowrestlingtees.com/Landon Hale. I think that's it for as far as where you can follow me. Now, up to matches, I have Sidney Akeem this Saturday. It's live on IWTV for the ones that can't make it in person. It's going to be an amazing match, a stacked card. You'll be able to watch that. Sunday, it's not announced, but I am wrestling at PWF. That will be live on IWTV. The match is not announced yet, but I will tell you guys after we're off live. And then let's see here. December 5th. It's an exclusive. I'm about to make an announcement that I will be returning to Action Wrestling December 5th. Bangers Only 6 against the debuting, and I fought him before, but the debuting victorious BRG Brett Ryan Gosling.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Then
like
December 6th, I will be making my way up towards Hidden Night, North Carolina, to fight. Actually, I'll keep that a secret. For Apple City Championship Wrestling. And then December 20th, December 20th, I will be returning to, and this is an exclusive as well, I will be returning to Ironheart Pro Wrestling in Minnesota. And I will be facing, not going to mention it. I'll say this. He is a former Pro Wrestling Noah champion. Not saying what champion, but he is a former Pro Wrestling Noah champion. That's the only hint I'll give you.
Okay.
And that's about it as far as going into the new year. So there you have it. Watch your back, says the chiropractor.
Love it. Landon, it's always great to have you on. Thank you to everybody that joined us tonight. Like, share, subscribe, tell everybody about the Wrestling Junkies podcast. Podcast Dad, it is good to see you as well. We will be back tomorrow breaking down NXT. We'll preview Dynamite this Thursday. You can catch Chapter 186 Noisy Neighbors preview with Jay Joshua, RP Davies, and Charles Crowley. Thank you to everybody that joined us tonight. And until tomorrow, be kind, have fun, enjoy wrestling, and enjoy the grabs.